You are now listening to the Q&E Podcast.
Is this what you want? Huh? Is this what you want? Well, come and get it, goddammit!
What's up, everybody? You're listening to the Q&E Podcast. You are here with your boy Q Hick right now. Got Edgar on the other line. Edgar, tell the people what's good.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Q&E Podcast. Today we are reviewing Snowfall episode 9, and this one was titled Sleeping Dogs. This is the last episode before the season finale next week, and boy, did this episode deliver. 3 big titans was taken down in this episode, boy. So shit got crazy. I can't wait to get into this shit.
That's what I said on Twitter last night. I was like, man, I wonder what they're gonna do. I know what they're gonna do now. They're gonna try to kill Alton now, but I was like, damn, like who y'all gonna kill next week if y'all kill everybody this episode, bro? But this episode was great. Best episode of the season, the best season of Snowfall. We've said it before, and this is just solidifying it even more right now, bro. And it's funny when you just think about the arc of Franklin. Franklin came into the game as a young nigga just trying to get some money off this coke shit. And he turned into a cold-blooded killer ass nigga, bro. On some ghost shit, man. I love what I'm seeing from this nigga Franklin, bro. The evolution of this nigga is crazy, dog. For real, for real.
I agree. I'm so proud to see what he done became, because he done fell off a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Everybody was kind of questioning, is you really built for this shit? And this episode, over the past 2 to 3 episodes now, he done been getting back in his groove and proving to everybody, hey, look, I'm still that same nigga from season 3. I need y'all to understand.
Facts. And when Manboy was talking his shit, I love that fucking scene, bro. I love that scene. When he shot that nigga Manboy in the throat, he's like, that nigga always talk too much. I was like, yes, sir. Shut that nigga up, man. I was tired of that nigga Manboy. God damn. I love this episode, bro. I fucking love this episode.
Definitely. So the biggest plot points that we pulled from this episode, it was only 2 really, and that were all the big villains have fallen and Teddy has gone rogue. Those were the 2 biggest plot points from this episode. And it was just, it's real interesting to see what's going to happen to Teddy, because I don't know if he's going to get another CIA job or if he's just going to stay rogue and just do his own thing now while still kind of having that CIA title, I guess. I'm not really sure what's going to happen, because I don't think he's completely fired from the CIA.
I don't know what's up with that situation. Like, is this going to be Teddy's last episode next week? Is this going to be Teddy's last episode? Because if he's gotten fired from the CIA and after he tries to kill Alton or whatever he tries to do with Franklin next week, I mean, what's the point of Friday? I mean, the point of Teddy for next season? Like, I don't know. Truthfully,
I feel like he'll probably take Avi up on the offer that he gave him, because he never said no. He just said, I'll get back to you on that.
Oh my God, bro. That's another thing I was mad about. What the fuck is going on with that? I feel like that's going to be like a missing plot point by the end of the season. Is he going to kill Avi? Avi stole his money, bro. Avi stole his money. Like, I don't know why Teddy doesn't know this, or I feel like he might find it out maybe by next season, possibly. But he has to find out that Avi is the one that stole his money. That's going to be a missing plot point if they don't answer that question early next season or by next episode.
I honestly don't think Avi stole the money. After this much time done passed now, Teddy would have found out.
He stole the money, bro.
Avi stole some shit.
Because he had to slip out of boy house. He had to slip out of boy house when he was trying to torture dude. So he couldn't get all the information he wanted.
I really think that they're going to create that mentor-mentee type thing with Avi and Teddy. I really feel like that's the angle they're going to take. Even if it isn't the best type of business relationship, I feel like they're going to work together more in the future. I honestly see that happening, because if he stole Teddy's money, we would have seen a hint in one of these episodes by now that Teddy done caught on.
Oh, you talking about that? I'm talking. We have seen that he stole the money.
No, but a hint that Teddy done caught on to him stealing the money. Like, and until I see for a fact that Teddy done peeped some shit, I ain't finna say that he gonna kill Avi. I ain't finna say that yet. Because they would at least show the hint by seasons.
Avi done slipped through way too many seasons for being a little slippery motherfucker. He's supposed to be dead by now, my nigga. Avi needs to die by the end of next episode. For real. I'm tired of seeing that nigga. That's what I thought when he said that. Like, I'm gonna think about your proposition or whatever. It's just like, man, Teddy might do some thinking, do some more research on who the fuck stole his money, like by next episode. I feel like he possibly could do that, and that's why he didn't want to answer his question this past episode.
I feel like he honestly he don't care no more about that shit. I promise you, bro. If Teddy still cared about that shit, he wouldn't even be just sitting and talking with Avi the way he's just.
But you can't trust that nigga. But that's a sign you can't trust him. I don't think he cares about the money, but it's a sign you can't trust him because he fired from the CIA, so that money shit really don't matter too much. But it's a sign of respect, and you can't trust this nigga if he stole your money before. So it's like, damn, my nigga, I can't even trust you. How I'm gonna work with you if I don't even believe that you really gonna, you know what I'm saying, be for real with me, and I can trust you. That's the thing I'm really looking at. It ain't even about the money. It's about the principle of the shit.
We shall see. We shall see
in
season 5.
And another thing that I took from this episode, the theme of this shit is that you cannot trust people with information. Teddy went up to Irene. Irene was trying to, you know what I'm saying, get all the information from Teddy. You see what happened with her ass. Got her ass in the grave. Same thing with Khadijah. Khadijah thought she could trust Dallas and Black Diamond. Got her ass in the grave. The same thing with Manboy. Thought he could trust Tanase, even though he found out or he knew Tanase had some shit to do with it. Franklin was a step ahead. So you cannot trust people with information was another theme that I took from this episode, bro. All the people with information ended up turning that shit and flipping it and getting their way.
Facts. I totally agree. So we enter the episode with Tanase explaining why she betrayed Franklin and that she had no choice but to do it. And she had some anger motivating her too to get back at Franklin because of how their relationship failed in the past. But regardless of that, she still felt some type of love towards Franklin and didn't really want to do it. But she was basically telling him, look, Manboy had some niggas in jail, beat up my brother. He said me and my brother was going to die if I ain't help him. I ain't had no choice but to betray you. And I'm really looking like, yeah, that story sounds believable, which I'm sure it is, but Franklin still at the end of the day said, you still should have came to me and told me some shit. You know, if anybody can flip some shit around, it's me. And I was totally in agreement with Franklin. I'm like, T, your story makes sense, but come on now, you dealing with the real boss nigga right now. You could have told him something.
I don't know how that would have. I don't know how that would have went for Tanase if you telling Franklin what the deal is. Like you said before, Manboy was too smart for a lot of this shit. Even by the end of the death scene, even he was too smart for himself, and that's what ended up getting him killed. So I feel like it would have ended up flipping that shit on Franklin some kind of way if she would have told Franklin what the hell was going on. I feel like that shit still wouldn't have worked out. Especially if that would have happened early in the season. That nigga Franklin really wasn't on his shit early in the season, as we seen. Like, nigga was trying to set up plans that wasn't working. So he really wasn't on his shit until recently. So I don't think that shit would have really worked too much if she would have told him.
I don't know. I feel like it would have not worked just as much as it could have worked. It was like a 50-50 toss. Could have took that chance, though. I feel like you could have took that chance. But Franklin gets a page in the middle of questioning Tanase and figuring out what the hell to do next. And he leaves Peaches to stay with her. And when he leaves, he goes to meet up with the crew in the projects. And he sees Leon and Jerome and everybody else is getting ready to go and shoot up Manboy's spot, basically. Jerome want blood, and he feel like getting Manboy and killing all his people is the best way to do it. Franklin tries to stop him by telling them that, hey, look, Tanase done betrayed us. There should be a better way to go about this, Jerome. You ain't got to go in there, because if you go in there trying to shoot shit up, you not coming out alive. And then Franklin and Jerome end up in a fist fight. And shit, that shit was crazy to watch, bro. I'm like, damn, Unc and Neff, we been watching y'all this whole time, but we got to watch y'all fight, literally fight. I ain't know how to feel about that shit, bro.
That was a tough scene to watch, man, because it was just like, damn, I was like trying to figure out why he was trying to fight him. I was just like, if his mind was still on trying to get the dudes, like, what you trying to fight him isn't going to stop him. But I think the words, what he said at the end was really what caught his attention. Like, all right, if I got to tell your sister and your wife what happened, I'm going to tell them I did everything I could. Like, those were the words that really caught his attention. It really wasn't a fight. It was the fact that he said that, and it's just like, damn, my nigga, like, you right. Like, I ain't doing the smartest thing right now because I'm going to end up in the grave and shit, getting shot right next to Louis. So that the fight was powerful because it's just like, why the hell you fighting your OG and your uncle and shit? Because you're not gonna win. Like you walking on a cane and shit. Like you're not gonna win. But
no, it wasn't
the words
about,
at the end.
it wasn't about winning though. Like you said, like what he said at the end when he said, when I tell your sister and your wife what I did to try and stop you, like, yeah, that quote meant a lot, but him literally fighting him was necessary because
it showed heart.
If he didn't fight him just saying that wasn't gonna stop Jerome. Like, he literally had to put his gun down, put shit down, and be like, look, let's duke this shit out. Like, you're gonna have to fight me to get in this car. Like, you're gonna have to beat my ass if you want to get in this car and go. Like, Franklin couldn't have just said that shit and then hope that Jerome wasn't gonna get in the car. No, like, we're gonna have to bump this shit out. Plus, Jerome done had a lot of anger towards Franklin over the past 3-4 episodes anyway. So I feel like
that nigga was punching his ass with all the might he could.
that moment really did need to happen. Like, they needed that moment for real.
And it's crazy because it takes a lot to put your pride to the side like that, especially when you know you're finna get your ass beat by your uncle and you got your niggas watching, you got your best friend watching, you know you're finna get your ass beat. You like this shit just means more than the embarrassment of getting my ass beat. Like, this shit just means more than that shit. So it really took a lot of putting his pride to the side to do that. So definitely shout out to Franklin. It stopped that nigga, bro. It was a powerful scene.
And from that situation, they put their issues aside. Like you said, Jerome looks at Franklin like, damn, you a stubborn motherfucker, but you right. I gotta calm the fuck down and figure out how to do this way more effectively. And I don't know if all of the people that was with him was really gonna ride out for Jerome. It was a lot of people looking like they had like questionable faces. Oh yeah, Jerome was like,
yeah, like Leon looking like, I don't know if I'm really gonna ride with Jerome. It looked like the niggas that was behind Jerome might have been able to do some shit, but I was like, Leon wasn't finna go. Leon knew what the situation was, bro. He did not want to die for that shit, bro. Leon was like, nah, I'm good.
Leon wasn't gonna go. The rest of them, they was skeptical, but they was still, if Jerome was gonna be able to get in that car and go, they was gonna ride with him, because their whole thing is, look, if Franklin can't stop him, shit, we might as well ride with him. But we gonna sit back, we're gonna let these niggas bump it out. If Franklin can somehow stop him, then we ain't gonna try to persuade them to still do it. So they was just flying off of whatever was gonna happen after they fought. They was just flying off of that shit.
Yeah.
And then we get to the next scene where they have Tanase call Manboy to set him up, and he falls for it. She basically lies, finesses him over the phone, say, I found a way to get the information you wanted. Like, he said he want to meet you at this location, blah, blah, blah. And Manboy fell for it. And when I seen him on the phone, I'm like, ain't no way Manboy just gonna fall for this shit. And we see later on, shortly after, he didn't. But at that moment when they was on the phone, I'm like, Manboy ain't finna fall for this shit.
You could tell she was lying.
I love Manboy. Manboy was one of my favorite characters in this show. I know a lot of people don't like him because he on the intellect level with Franklin, so he's really a nigga that you really have to worry about. But that's why I like his character so much, because he ain't one of them easy characters to deal with. It's like, no, you really got to think when you go in that Manboy for real. So I love the fact that I kind of peeped it when they were on the phone.
Yeah, you could tell she was lying, because she was like, yeah, Franklin want to meet. And he was like, yeah, you told me that already. And he already knew what the fuck was going on at that point. He was just like, okay, you already told me that. Yeah, but he actually wants to meet up with you. Like, all right, you know what I'm saying? So he just retaining the bullshit, and he knew what the fuck was going on. Like, I'm gonna pull up on her ass. He already knew.
Exactly.
And it's funny because they really only showed the intellect of Manboy in this season. Like, in past seasons, I really didn't get this vibe from Manboy, or like he was on the same level as of Franklin. It just really portrayed him as being like a hothead. But in this one, he was way more thought out and way more methodical in this season. So I'm glad they showed that before they ended up killing him off, that he did have that side to him.
Facts. And we get to the next scene where Irene and Alton are at a black radio station, kind of like a black power station where they talk real shit on the radio.
This is why Alton needs to die.
And then Irene goes live on air to say that she has all the true information and names for the second part of her story. And she's basically threatening the CIA, saying that if you all do not do an internal investigation to figure out how to stop what you all are doing, I'm going to drop everybody's name from this story the next time I'm on air. And Teddy is hearing this over the radio, and he is pissed. I'm like, boy, Teddy, boy, you better get in your bag, because Irene Irene is not to be scared. She ain't to be played with. Y'all done drugged this lady. She is not scared of y'all. Y'all really gonna have to kill her. I'm like, cause I said this a few episodes ago when we did a reaction like 2 or 3 episodes ago. I'm like, Irene has to die. She has to. That's the only way it's gonna get solved.
And my question for Irene was, why was she out in the open? Like, we seen her in the scene with Teddy. She was out in the open and shit, but she was just trying to say that she was trying to get off the grid and all that bullshit. But now you like out in the open, Teddy just walk up to you and shit. Could have did the same thing to you, or just found a way to get your ass and sedate you again. So why was she out in the open this episode after what she just said last episode about trying to get off the grid? She was way too out in the open and way too accessible, and that's what got her ass knocked off. You know what I'm saying? It still took a plan from Teddy to really work around it, because she was still finna go through with like trying to get the story out. But it was just like, why you out in the open and shit? Like, you doing your work like at a bar, like my nigga, where everybody knows you go to. That shit was weird when it came to Irene. She was too accessible.
Facts. I felt like even though she felt she was off the grid, I think she took that as okay, I'm not gonna go to work anymore off the grid, and I'm not gonna stay in my same house off the grid. But no, when you off the grid, you really have to be off.
Especially after what happened last episode. They just ran up in your house. Like,
exactly.
Niggas know you stay. You know they finna come for you, and you still out at bars and shit, accessible as hell. Like, that shit was weird, bro. When I seen Irene at the bar, I was like, come on, bro. You know damn well you ain't supposed to be out.
Like, she just didn't understand the full extent of needing to not be seen. Like, not just at work, not just at home. No, like your regular spots that you go to, you can't go to no more. Like the regular people you see or coworkers you deal with, no, you can't do that shit. For however long you don't need to do it, you can't do that shit. So I totally agree.
But yeah, like I said about Alton, bro, he was just too motivated to get take the CIA down, bro. Even though we didn't see much of him this episode, but him setting up this situation with the radio and Irene, he was too motivated to keep this story and push it out, bro. And that's why I said he got to die, bro. He's gonna keep doing this. Even with the Irene day, he's gonna try to get somebody to believe what he's saying about the CIA, and the story is coming out, bro. He has to die, bro. He has to. And whether it's Franklin or Teddy, Alton gotta die, bro. He doing way too much, bro. And why is he not leaving? Why is he sticking around? Like, that shit made me upset, bro. Like, you know damn well your son or Teddy finna kill you, especially what the fuck going on. You know your son don't even fuck with you like that, and you just pushing the envelope with this shit, trying to still help Irene. He trying
to do it for the people, bro. He doing it for the people. I can't be mad at him to a certain extent. I'm mad at him obviously because it's like, no, like you're the antagonist of this situation now. But I understand why he's doing it. Like, even though I don't like it, I get it.
He's
like,
an anti-hero. He's an anti-hero.
Yeah, definitely an anti-hero. Definitely an anti-hero. Cause I don't want to say you a villain. You trying to make sure black people don't have to deal with bullshit.
Yeah.
But you're definitely not the hero of this situation.
Even though he think he's Superman, but yeah.
And we get to the next scene where Manboy pops up on Tanase. Like we just said, he did not fall for the bullshit, and he knows that she set him up. But like you said a few moments ago, Franklin is always 1 to 2 steps ahead, and Franklin and the crew are waiting on him. He tries to kill Tanase, but Tanase ends up stabbing him, and Franklin shoots him a couple of times, and then we see Manboy laid out on the ground, stretched out. And he talking his shit for like a good minute or two before. Yeah.
For real. Bro, I'm gonna say this shit right now, bro.
Talk this much. I ain't never seen nobody talk this much.
Bro, because they shot him twice at first, and that's how he got on the ground and shit. And then he kept talking, and they shot him twice. He shot him 2 more times. And this nigga kept talking like he wasn't affected by the next 2 shots. I'm like, what the hell? Oh, this nigga Manboy, my nigga. This nigga kept talking after getting shot twice, like in his chest again. I'm like, fuck going on with this shit, bro? This nigga was the fucking Beats 50 Cent style. He tried to go out. That shit crazy.
That shit was funny as hell though, cause like I'm like, bro, he really just everything he was saying had me dying. He was like, Jerome, you your nephew, bitch, and then Franklin, nephew, you pussy whipped by everybody you talk to, and then Lil Leon, boy, your homeboy got carved up by my sister. And you out here just taking orders like a bitch still, bro. Y'all niggas He told Frank, he was like, "Don't think these niggas ain't never gonna turn on you." And then that nigga Franklin said, "Bop, bop." He always talk too much. I was like, "This nigga."
Nice. Yes, sir. And what he said, why he said that though, he was like, "If you a real nigga," he was like, "If you a real nigga, you'll shoot me." And before he said nigga, that nigga shot him. That nigga shot him. He's like, "Yeah, I am a real nigga, boy. Don't you ever forget that, nigga. Even in the grave, I want you to know I was a real nigga." Hell yeah, bro. That nigga. Oh, I was glad he did that.
Because
shit,
I ain't even gonna lie, I wasn't expecting Franklin to be the one to shoot him. I really wasn't. I thought it was gonna be Leon. I thought Jerome was gonna make it back inside to like finish him off. Like when I seen Franklin shoot him the first time, I'm like, okay, Leon probably gonna finish the shit off. But no, Franklin said, "Everybody move back. I want to do this shit, and I want to look this nigga in his eyes." And like you said, he had to let him know, "Y'all think I ain't no killer? Y'all think I ain't no real boss? Like I won't do this shit myself?" Oh, the fuck, K. And he shot that nigga where he laid. I'm like, bro, Franklin is back 100%. He was back like 99% before that moment.
Hell yeah. My nigga said, "I'm pussy." All right, bet. I'm gonna show your ass some shit.
Crazy. So I'm like, damn, what the fuck finna happen next, bro? Golly.
Yeah, because I was surprised Manboy died this soon, bro. I thought Manboy was gonna die next episode. I thought that was gonna be like the big kill, and I'm surprised the way they're taking it. They're killing everybody in episode 9 and then leaving Alton for episode 10. That was kind of weird to me. I thought Alton was gonna die this episode, and then you know what I'm saying. Then they were gonna get the big niggas next episode. I knew Khadijah was gonna die, but I thought they was gonna save Manboy though.
I understand why they're saving Alton though, because from an emotional aspect of
that's gonna be a hard kill. Yeah,
son versus father. Like I don't feel like you could just have that before the finale. That has to be included in the end of the season. Because like I said, I didn't think that they would be in a situation where they have to kill Alton, because last season, not last season, but last week when we talked about it, I just didn't see it happening. But now that we see this shit might happen, you can't kill Alton and then have like 1 or 2 more episodes after that. I feel like that would be too much of an emotional thing to do to not save it for the end. So I understand why it's the last episode.
I just feel like I think I've seen it in the previews. He did care about his father a little bit still though, because he was trying to tell like Teddy, because that looked like Teddy was trying to actually like go for this nigga Alton. Like, where your daddy at? Like, I'm trying to kill him. And Franklin was like, "Nah, like chill out. Like I can handle it. Let me handle this and shit." But Teddy trying to kill that nigga, bro. So it's gonna be a tough kill. So he's still emotionally connected to his pops.
I'm not falling for that though, because this preview I feel like this preview gonna trick us like the last preview did. Because the last preview, they showed the 2 cars pulling up on each other, and they showed some of Franklin crew pointing guns at Jerome, and Jerome pointing his gun at some of the crew. But that tricked everybody to thinking that they still beefing heavy, when in reality, Wanda car was in the middle of that shit. So I'm not falling for this phone call shit. I don't think that's Franklin and Teddy on the phone together. I feel like those are 2 completely different phone conversations that they merged together for the trailer for next episode. So I ain't falling for that shit. I think he on the phone with somebody else when he's saying that.
I think he was talking. He could be talking in that scene. He could possibly be talking to somebody else. But I think he's going to talk to Teddy. He's going to talk to Teddy.
Yeah, he going to talk to Teddy.
They're not going to be on the same page about killing his pops. Like, he don't want Teddy to kill his pops. If anybody going to kill Alton, it has to be Franklin, bro. He's been a Black Panther his whole life, bro. Being killed by a CIA officer. Come on, that's not the way you want to go out, bro. If I gotta do it, I gotta do it, bro. I got to take Alton out myself, my nigga. That's gonna be a tough kill, like you said, bro. Emotionally, that's your pops. You know what I'm saying? That nigga, he didn't really raise you, but that nigga still your pops at the end of the day. So that shit gonna be tough.
Cause I feel like Franklin could have been on the phone with the new CIA person. What if the new CIA person called Franklin and said that they finna try and kill his daddy? I feel like Franklin could have been on the phone with them. Like, yeah, him and Teddy might bump heads on about how they're going to handle Alton. But I don't feel like Franklin, what he said on the phone in the trailer, he said, "I don't take threats lightly." I feel like he might be talking to a whole different person. He might not be talking to Teddy, because I don't think Teddy going to threaten him like that, even if they bump heads on the situation.
That shit gonna be crazy next episode. Because Alton shouldn't pop his head out at all. Alton need to be trying to get this passport and get the fuck out of town. He know what the fuck is up after he seen Irene, quote unquote, drunk driving accident. He know what the fuck is up. He need to be trying to get out of town, leave Sissy behind. Shit.
Facts. And right after they kill Manboy, he lets Tanase live and promises her brother will be safe. But he tells her the situation that they left behind with Manboy. He said, just report it as a robbery. Report that you had to kill him in self-defense. And for the dudes outside that's dead, you a good liar. I'm going to leave that on you to handle on how to clean that shit up. I'm like, okay, hey, he let your ass slide. But do know you finna have to work to get yourself out this shit the same way you work to get yourself in. So I'm like, that's a good way to let her off, but still know don't ever fuck with me like that again. That's some good shit to do. So I like that part.
I knew it was too much love there for that nigga to kill her though. It was too much love there. Even though she backstabbed you, it's too much love to kill Tanase.
Because even if he did kill her, I feel like he was gonna use her to the full extent, however long he could before he did kill her. If it did come to that point, I ain't think he was just gonna kill her before anything.
Yeah, and I'm surprised we haven't seen Officer Nix since that last time we seen him. I thought he was definitely gonna pop up before Irene, you know what I'm saying, died. So I'm surprised we ain't seen him again. So when he got sent to the evidence room, that nigga really disappeared for real. I thought he was definitely gonna pop back up. That shit crazy.
Facts. We get to the next scene though, where Khadijah and Scully find out about Manboy, and she doubles the bounty on Leon's head. And Scully is trying to tell her, look, you got to get your hate out that heart, out your heart, babe. You got to get that hate out your heart. Cause Scully looking like, bro, it's too many motherfuckers dying. Like your brother, our daughter just died, and your brother just got killed trying to avenge your daughter. Like you ain't putting two and two together right now. Scully like, look, I ain't on this shit no more. Like I took my L's and I killed the niggas that I killed, but losing my daughter, that was the biggest L. I can't do this shit no more. And Khadijah ain't trying to hit none of that shit.
Crazy as fuck, bro. Cause it really looked like that nigga Scully done turned the leaf. Like he really ain't trying to turn up no more after seeing all his people dead. You feel me? And those are tough losses. Seeing your baby mama, your daughter, and you just became cool again with Manboy. Seeing all of them niggas in a grave. It's like, damn, I thought Scully was gonna turn up, but that nigga could be chilling out for the rest of this show. We might not even see that nigga Scully again. That's crazy, bro.
I said that like 3-4 episodes ago. I'm like, yeah, once I see that nigga praying to Jesus, I'm like, yeah, he's not coming back. He's done.
I thought that was more because of his daughter type shit, but it's like, damn, my nigga, everybody is dying around you. It's like, that shit's tough. That's tough, my nigga, to bounce back from.
He turned a new leaf at that point. That's what I'm saying. It didn't even take Manboy and Khadijah dying. It ain't take them dying. He turned a new leaf as soon as his daughter died. He wasn't even on that shit no more. Because once I seen like he wasn't serious about getting them niggas back, I'm like, bro, he don't care no more. Like he done with that shit. Like it ain't even take them dying. He been turned that leaf over.
And he's kind of becoming smarter with his moves because he was trying to tell Khadijah before she ended up going with Dallas and Black Diamond. But when they said they had Leon, he was trying to tell her. I feel like he was trying to tell her like that. It feels like a setup. That's like a little too good to be true type shit. Like they just got Leon on their own. That shit a little too good to be true. Also, I felt like he was trying to tell her that, but you already know Khadijah was trying to get Leon head honcho style. She don't give a fuck what she was hearing. She wasn't really thinking about what she was doing. But I feel like Scully was thinking. He was just like, that shit don't even sound right. Like, so that shit don't even make sense. So I feel like he became more wiser. You know what I'm saying? The more he actually sat back and looked and observed what the fuck was going on around him.
Facts. And we get to the next scene where what happened after that? Oh, Louie is still in the hospital, but she's feeling better. And she gives Franklin and Jerome a plan on how to get Khadijah, and they're for it. She's basically telling them, look, the best thing to do to get Khadijah at this point is convince Black Diamond and Dallas that you can give them more money and give them more security. And they down for whatever can make them money. So they'll do the shit. So that's all you got. Just convince them. If you can convince them, they're yours to work with. So I'm like, yo, Louie from the bed, she still know how to do this shit. So I fuck with Louie for that.
Yeah.
And then Teddy gets fired from his position and he is replaced. And he gives Gustavo some good advice on how to survive in the meantime if he's still going to be working with the CIA at that moment. He said, look, always have an escape exit. Never trust anybody because they don't care about you. And don't worry, we'll get your money and figure out how to get out of this situation. So I'm like, Teddy care about Gustavo just like how he care about Franklin. So
yeah, and I was kind of wondering like if Gustavo was going to stay because that was just the CIA dude. What you said his name was? It started with an H. Haver something.
I forgot his name. We ain't said it in a minute. I forgot.
Yeah, so the other CIA officer that be checking on Teddy or whatever, you just had that situation with him last episode where you was like, hey, don't go in the office type shit. You know what I'm saying? You just had that scene last episode. So like, is that nigga really gonna fuck with Gustavo? Gonna trust Gustavo after that situation? So are they gonna try to knock off Gustavo? Or are they gonna tell him to leave? Or is Gustavo gonna get out before then? Like, I don't feel like it's gonna be a connection or a trust there. You know what I'm saying? Even though Gustavo is a key piece in getting the drugs to America, I don't think he can actually trust Gustavo at this point. What happened last episode?
I feel the same. The trust is definitely not there, but Gustavo got to do what he got to do at this point because he don't know what the CIA is.
And can he not step out?
I don't know because, like you said, like he's an integral piece on how they're getting the product to and from Mexico with using the trail from Lucia's mother and all that. Gustavo is the middle person in all of that. So if you take Gustavo out, who's going to communicate with Lucia's mom on how to transport through shit, use the tunnels and all that shit? Because they're still using all her routes. So if you take Gustavo out, who knows if she going to want to just talk directly to the CIA? She ain't going to want to do that shit. So Gustavo probably has to stay for the moment until they can find a way for him to get out that shit.
I feel like we're gonna see Lucia next episode. I got a weird feeling we're gonna see her next episode, bro.
That's why I said either the end of this season or in the beginning of next season, season 5, we're going to see Lucia. I missed her. That's one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, because that would be a huge plot point that you bring her up, Gustavo looking for her, and then he doesn't try to search for her at all. He don't try to call her or nothing. Like, she has to pop up by the end of the season so you can close that plot hole.
Facts. And Sissy meets Jerome at the hospital in this next scene, and they have some closure as brother and sister, and she's letting them know that she hopes he can get out of the game before it's too late, because last episode we heard Sissy dive into the fact that she's ready to just not go with Alton and not go with Franklin, but just live her own life and just get out of all this mess that she's involved in. And she's hoping Jerome can do the same thing, because we've seen Jerome all throughout this season say how he just want to sell his speakers. He just want to live a good life. That man do not want to be involved anymore. He told Louis the same shit before he found out about the CIA shit. He like, look, we got the money. We got the cars. We got the black-owned businesses. We got everything we want now. Why are we still doing this shit, honestly? But I don't know. Sissy trying to let him know, look, you need to try and get out this shit if possible.
Yeah. The most important thing I feel like she said in that scene was she understands the game. So I feel like that's going to have something to do with next episode, because after they kill Alton, I feel like she's going to understand it. Like I said last week, she will be hurt, but she's going to be like, I understand the game. Alton betrayed us. Like, so you have to do what you have to do when it comes to your father. So that was the biggest thing I took away from that scene. When she said that, I was like, oh, she understands, huh? We're going to test that next episode. We definitely going to test that next episode.
Facts. I'm like, boy, I ain't think Sissy would understand that shit, but turns out you're right about that. She might be able to understand finally. Took a minute, but
yeah, but she said it. But she said it in that scene. She got in because that nigga Franklin was selling her a dream about being so big, having clean money, getting with the real estate, and all that shit came crashing down. Like, you can never really be so clean with that type of opportunity. So, like, I feel like this gonna be her last episode, man. Once they kill Alton, she gonna be like, I understand. She gonna be hurt. And that's gonna be it. Like, she gonna just go wherever she planning on going next.
I wouldn't be surprised. And then we get to the next scene where Wanda visits Black Diamond and Dallas at the strip club they work at, and she says she knows where Leon is and she wants revenge on him for basically getting shot for him. And she was lying, basically saying the nigga ain't care about me when I got shot, so I wanna help y'all with this bounty, basically. And I'm like,
she sounded like she was lying
for this shit.
Yeah, it sounded like she was lying the whole time. So she was like, because Black Diamond or Dallas, whichever one. I think it was Dallas. Dallas was like, don't you love that nigga? And she was like, yeah, but you know what I'm saying? I took a bullet for that nigga. He don't even care about me and this, that, and the third. I'm like, come on, my nigga. You could tell she like, oh, I just want revenge.
I don't know. It's like Wanda sounded a little believable, but like I said, Black Diamond and Dallas, like they too smart. So even if it did sound believable, they should have asked her to like prove that shit or something. I feel like one conversation shouldn't have been enough to convince them.
Exactly, because the question they asked her when they pulled up to the apartments or whatever, they was like, say how you know he here, or you ain't got no car, so how you follow them type shit. Those were the questions that you should have asked in the beginning, like how you know where this nigga at type shit. You know what I'm saying? But y'all asked them questions on the scene, and it's too late. Y'all already caught up in the trap. So it's just like, man, y'all didn't do y'all due diligence when it came to that.
Wow. Wanda could have just, I don't know, she could have lied way better. She could have lied way better than what she
could
did.
have. That shit was whack.
Could have lied way better. And then we get to the next scene where Teddy visits Avi and tells him about what happened with his firing. And Avi tells him his job will never be finished if he feels like he can still just try and do this shit without being attached to the CIA. He said, as long as you trying to still do any type of stuff with this business, your job will never be finished. So don't think you can do what you about to do and then think you just done. Nope. There's always going to be another war. There's always going to be another situation. Like, unless you just completely say, fuck this shit and leave it alone, your job will never be finished. And I'm like, I'll be giving him some real game right now. And he told him, look, you're unemployed. You know all my business. You're smart. Like, you know how to finesse shit. Just work with me. And Teddy is like, I'll think about the shit, but I don't know. And Avi gives him, I feel like this was the biggest gem when he was talking to him. He told him, you bought into the dream. It's time to cash in on the reality. And I feel like that was big because that really could persuade Teddy to join Avi. Because it's like, look, you bought into the dream that the CIA gave you about being the one that's really going to stop this war and how you were just going to be the most famous CIA person ever once this shit done. Your job security was going to be crazy. You was going to be this well-known, well-respected person in this organization. And now they kicked your ass out. So get your shit back by cashing in on the reality by still being able to flip this shit your way. I feel like him saying that to Teddy was real important. And then that's why I feel like Teddy might say, fuck it, I'm going to work with Avi going into the future.
I wouldn't be surprised, man, but they would have to close that plot hole, bro, because I'm going to always think about that shit, that plot hole of the banker and Avi working together. Like, why them niggas popped up on the scene of the dude that was tortured? Like, y'all niggas knew what was going on. Y'all was in cahoots this whole time. Like, something had to be going on, like, between the banker and Avi. So I feel like Teddy would have to figure that out. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think it's like it's a for sure thing that Teddy even shows up next episode. Like, I don't even think that's a for sure, not next episode, but next season. I'm not even for sure that it's a sure thing. Like, after he's done with this, Teddy could just completely walk away because he's scot-free. He's gone and just become a family man. Like, you still got a kid that you can take care of, Teddy. You got all the money in the world. So you can just go and chill with your family at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to just buy into this lifestyle.
I don't know about all the money in the world. I don't know about that now. Because
Teddy got some cheese in another account, bro.
Do we know for sure he just got money sitting like that? I don't know. Yes. That's why I emphasized him going rogue, because it's like, hey, are you just gonna have, or has the CIA completely fired you, or did they just fire you from that position? Like, did you ruin your relationship with the CIA that bad by not doing your job to where they're not gonna give you any retirement money? Or do you have money in another account set up? Like, we can't assume. I can't assume Teddy just got all this money sitting to the side. I can't do that. I feel like it's deeper than that. I feel like, he really might need to find another source of money. Because that's why Avi told him, look, you unemployed right now. Like, you need to figure out what the fuck you finna do next. Avi wouldn't have said that if he knew Teddy just had cheese like that.
Because what Teddy been doing all this work for and not getting paid? All that money, not the CIA money. Then Teddy definitely got some money in another account. Gustavo got racks on racks. Like, everybody getting paid here, even though y'all funding the war. Teddy got cheese. It's just the fact, does he want even more? Does he just greedy or some shit and doesn't want to calm down? But I cannot believe that Teddy just has no money or not enough to just go and chill out on a beach somewhere for the rest of his life. Like, I cannot believe that shit. Unless he just wants more. It's the only reason I can see he wants to work with Avi. And he don't want to be sitting on his ass. That could be another reason.
Telling y'all, don't be surprised that their bank account ain't looking like
I feel like that would have been said next episode or last episode. I feel like that would have been said. Like, he's broke. Teddy's broke after working all these years with the CIA. I feel like that would have been said. Like, they left me out on my ass. I have no ends type shit. Like, y'all would have been better off killing that nigga if y'all gonna get this nigga no money. Like, that shit crazy.
We shall see. We shall see. And we get to the next scene where Wanda leads Black Diamond and Dallas into a trap. And Franklin and the crew come out and offer them more money, jobs, and protection to betray Khadijah and they accept the offer. You know, they did that shit with the quickness. They bought their money. Franklin told them, look, we got more money than God. We'll make sure nobody will touch y'all if y'all work with us, and y'all ain't got to scramble for each meal. Y'all ain't got to wait for a phone call just to make sure y'all got money. Yeah, we'll have y'all on speed dial for the most part, but you always gonna have money. You always gonna be secure. And they took that shit and was like, yeah, fuck it, we'll do that shit.
For real, I fuck with that shit. I fuck with that shit. So it looked like Wanda is a part of their team now too. So she ain't gotta keep bitching. That's it. So she gonna be taken care of as well. So the team is expanding. I like what I'm seeing.
Wanda got to get a little bit more brain work back because she like, how did get a job before me? Leon like, dumbass, you working with us right now?
yeah. She got to say
that crack still up there, boy.
Facts. She's still trying to get through.
I know it's the 80s, but they need to fix her yuck mouth too. I'm like, God damn, bro. Like everything else look normal about her hair back normal, her face back, literally everything except her teeth. I'm like, I don't know if veneers was popping back then or not, but yeah, she don't have money. But I feel like she could ask them. it shouldn't be shit to ask them to be like, hey, I want to get my teeth fixed. No, but it's the 80s. I don't think it was on that type of shit back then. You just had whatever teeth you had.
Yeah, that wasn't a priority for them niggas. Like that, teeth wasn't a priority. As long as I'm living, I'm fine.
And right after this happens, they call Khadijah and tell her that they got Leon. I also felt the same way. I felt like that sounded a little too good to be true. Like you only got 2 women looking for this nigga, and you know it's a whole team around him, led by one of the smartest niggas in LA. And you think Black Diamond and Dallas just got Leon? Like I don't know. I feel like she believed that shit way too easily. And like you said,
the only reason they know where they was at last week was because everybody knew he was gonna be at the funeral. So it was like you knew where he was gonna be at. But now you don't know where he's at. You don't know where Leon could be. So it's like, yeah, shit just felt way too good to be true.
But it was after she doubled it, though. It was they said they found him after she doubled the bounty. So they might in her head, she probably thinking, oh damn, they probably actually did go like
put in that extra work.
Put that extra work in and really did start going head hunting for this nigga and actually caught him. So that's probably why she believed it, because it's like, hey, I up that money, they're gonna up their effort to get him. So I don't know. I feel like she only giving out. Wasn't the bounty like 20,000?
Like the bounty wasn't that crazy.
The bounty was 5, but she doubled it to 10. So, but 10,000 back then, like that's a lot of money. Like in the early 80s, that's a lot of money. So I mean, shit. Especially if you're an everyday hood person like that. That's 10,000. You can get so much shit with $10,000.
But I'm thinking from this perspective, you pay a meal to get Fatback out of jail. So you paid a meal to get Fatback out of jail to eventually kill him. But you only throwing out 5 to 10,000 to catch up with the nigga who actually killed your daughter. Like that shit is weird to me. You feel like it would be up a little more to like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? At least 50K if you throwing a meal just to bail a nigga out. Like you feel like they would at least up the money for the bounty. That shit was weird when they said, 5,000, 10,000. Like, damn, that's crazy.
True. I feel you. I feel like she could have threw more money out there. I agree. And then Scully, what I was gonna say, Scully is looking at her like you said. Scully is giving her that look like, look, I ain't going with you. Like, and we see for real now that Scully is just completely done with that life. You see when she brought the groceries in, he just going through the groceries. He just living in his apartment. Like, he really not on that shit no more. He like, look, you going overboard. Yeah, I want the niggas at the end of the day just as bad as you do. But with Scully, it's really just gonna have to be some I see you when I see you type shit. I ain't finna go out here head hunting for y'all. I ain't finna be paying these bounties. I ain't doing all that because I don't want no more people that's close to me hurt. So Scully just on some regular everyday shit now. And she tells him, look, if you ain't down with this shit, we ain't got shit else to talk about. And I'm like, damn, she really finna not be with him no more because he just not on the same shit he on? I mean, she on? Come on, bro.
I felt that, bro. And if somebody had said it, if somebody had said this in a comment, I want to say this was last episode. Somebody was like, Khadijah, another reason why she's going so hard riding for her daughter is she just felt so alone. Like nobody really comforted her during this whole time since her daughter has passed. Like she's always been in head honcho mode and nobody's really sat her down and talked to her like, hey, chill out, and comforted her through this trying time, like where she really needs somebody to, you know what I'm saying, to get her through this. because Scully, he doing his own thing, trying to repent and shit. Manboy, he's not really worried about your daughter. He's just trying to get the plug. That's his main thing. And nobody is looking at Khadijah and like, damn, like somebody just lost their daughter, my nigga. Nobody really sat down and thought about that. Nobody's comforting her. Everybody's just worried about the mission and not worried about the person and their mental health. So I feel like that was something in another downfall of Khadijah right there. Even though you can blame Khadijah for having old girl in that situation, for having her daughter killed, nobody comforted her with that situation when that is traumatizing, bro. And that's the way that Scully she was.
Scully tried, bro. Like before she upped the bounty, when he told her you got to get that hate out your heart, that was his moment of trying to talk to her and let her know, like, look, you going about this shit the wrong way. Yeah, I want these niggas bad too, but you just going out, just not really caring who get killed anymore, not really caring what you do no more with how you going about this shit. Like, he telling her, look, you got to get that hate out your heart. And she wasn't trying to hear that shit. So Scully did try to have that moment with her, but she was just too far gone.
It was too late. Yeah, I was about to say, it was too late at that point. I'm talking about like when it just happened. When it just happened, she was already talking. She was like when it just happened, she was talking to the Manboy, like, yeah, I need you to find Leon type shit. Nobody, like, even he didn't try to comfort her at all. He was just like, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna find the niggas that's gonna kill your daughter type shit. That was just his mindset immediately. It wasn't on the parent, let me comfort my sister type shit. It was just on, I gotta ride out for your daughter. I gotta ride out for your daughter. You know what I'm saying? And Scully was too far gone in his repenting. So it was too late when he was trying to talk to her this episode. Like, she was already feeling alone before that. And it just continued, you know what I'm saying, episode by episode since her daughter had been killed. So that was a great comment. I forgot who commented that. But once again, shout out to y'all for commenting. Definitely appreciate that.
And we get to the next scene where Teddy pops up on Irene at the bar and offers to tell her the truth and claims of getting back at the CIA for getting him fired. And Irene was kind of neglectful of it at first, but once she bought into the lie that Teddy was giving, she said, all right, pulled the tape recorder out, and Teddy fixed them some drinks. But I thought they were going to show him spiking the drinks.
Yeah, me too.
But so when they didn't, I'm thinking, oh, okay, he probably going to, because I knew at that moment, I'm like, Teddy finna do some shit to Irene. When he met up her, I'm like, he going to do some shit to her. But when they didn't show him spiking the drink, I'm like, okay, he gonna do some different shit then. I started thinking about another way he'll do some shit. Nah, he did that shit. They just ain't show it. So I'm like, hey, he telling her everything that's going on. He was like, I'm gonna tell you the full story. Told her everything. And then you see like the events that happened later. But in that moment, I'm like, Teddy ain't really finna sit here and just tell her everything, is he?
That's what I was figuring out. So I was like, bro, Teddy doesn't put in all this work. He just finna snitch like that? That shit ain't even, bro, that goes all the way against what Teddy has been known as, you know, in this show. I'm like, Teddy ain't finna just snitch for no reason, bro. So like you said, like you knew that nigga was bullshitting, but it's just like, he not spiking the drinks. He's not plotting anything. You don't see anything that he's plotting. It's just like, what is he doing right now? Like, is he really snitching? But even though it just didn't feel right. So yeah, I was in complete agreement with what you just said. Yeah, but maybe did he do something in that moment? Did he put something in that drink, or did he do something when he had ended up touching her? Remember he touched her before she had went to her car, and she was like, oh, get off me type shit. Did he touch her or put her give her something when that touch or some slick shit?
It was the drink, because what happened to her, like she had the symptoms of overdosing. And that's the thing that that's what he was trying to make sure the cover up looked like an overdose situation. Yeah. So that's why I'm going with drink. Because when he touched her, he only touched her for like half a second. So I'm like, and she had a coat on too. So I'm like, you ain't getting shit through that coat and through her clothes with just one touch. So I ain't think about that. I just thought it had to be the drink.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I was thinking it's probably the drink, but I was like, man, that nigga Teddy is slick motherfucker, dog. You don't know if that nigga touched her, had some CIA shit, you know what I'm saying? Or got her ass to go woozy in the car. Like, I don't even know. That was weird.
I doubt in the 80s they could just touch niggas and make shit happen. Nowadays with technology, that shit might be possible.
Facts.
But it was the 80s. They weren't just touching niggas like
But that. I'm glad they didn't show that. I'm glad they didn't show him spiking the drugs, because it kept your mind wondering, like, damn, is Teddy really snitching right now? But it's just like, you know what I'm saying? Eventually we found out the truth.
Facts. And Black Diamond and Dallas bring Khadijah to Leon. They got Leon tied up in their apartment. And she gets betrayed immediately as she walks through the door. Black Diamond and Dallas tell her, look, it's nothing personal. They just offered a bigger bag than what she was given. So I was like, hey, at least they kept it 100 with her. I thought they was just gonna be quiet, but they told her ass, look, bitch, it's nothing personal. I was like, damn, they real as fuck for that. And then Leon tries to apologize and let her know he's sorry. Like we said, Khadijah is just too far gone in her anger at this point, but at least Leon did. At least at the end of the day, Leon can say, look, I did apologize to her, and I did try to let her know that if I could change what happened, I would. I didn't mean to shoot your daughter, you know what I'm saying? But I hope we can get you to calm the fuck down, because he was telling her, look, I'm trying to give you an out right now. Like, these niggas want to kill you.
I was wondering what his goal was. What his goal was like, was she trying to let them go? Let her go?
Yeah, Leon wanted to let her go, but once she said, I'm finna hunt your ass for the rest of your life, they look like, yeah, we can't let her slide then. Because Leon trying to, I feel like if they were to compromise in that conversation, Franklin would have told Jerome, we're gonna let her walk. Like, we're gonna let this shit slide. If she promises to never fuck with us again and we could both walk away, leave that shit alone. But as soon as she said, fuck that, I'm hunting you for the rest of your life, Jerome looked like, can I shoot this bitch already? And he popped her ass, dog. That shit was crazy. I'm like, Jerome would try to hear that shit.
Yeah. And that was somebody who just killed Louis or shot Louis too. Like, I ain't trying to hit nothing what she talking about anyway. I'm just trying to give him a couple of minutes because of Leon, but she's still talking that bullshit. Fuck it. But I agree with what she was saying, man. Like, why she got to be the bigger person and accept, like, you know what I'm saying, accept the apology and shit. Like, you killed my daughter, nigga. Like, I ain't got to accept your apology, my nigga. Like, man, no, I ain't compromising with shit, nigga. I'm finna still hunt your head, nigga. I want your head on a fucking, on a platter, my nigga.
But I thought Khadijah was possibly going to have a coming to realization point in this season, because I said that a episode or two ago. I said I felt Khadijah was going to have a moment where she finally started taking some accountability. Even if she was still mad and still wanted Leon head, I felt like she was going to have a moment either with herself or where somebody talked to her to let her know, look, you are part of the reason why your daughter dead too. Like I said, you riding around with 3 to 4 bloods and they all strapped. Like, you don't need 3 or 4 people strapped in the car with you to go to your grandma's house. You're not Scully. If you were Scully, then that's different. But you Scully baby mama and you got your daughter with you. Like, come on now. Like, and you Manboy's sister. So it's like, hey, if they gonna kill anybody, they gonna make sure they don't kill you. So why are you in the car with people that you just don't need to be in the car with to drop your daughter off? Like, come on now. The fact that she never got to really take accountability for that shit, I was mad at that. Because they just made her look like a hothead this whole time and not have any realization.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they could have did better with that. That's all I feel about Khadijah, really. And then Teddy and Irene leave the bar. Like we just said, Irene is drunk, but she's not just drunk. We notice that she is heavily sedated at this point. And Teddy is letting her know, look, if you want help again, just let me know. If you want to talk anymore, just you know how to reach me and everything. And they both drive off. And we see the events that happen a few minutes after that. And they cut to the next scene where Alton shows up to the hospital to see Sissy. And he says he's not leaving if she won't come with him. And Franklin catches him in the middle of talking to Sissy. He's like, hey, what you doing here? Like, it ain't your job to check on her no more. Like, I'm like, damn. That shit was crazy, bro. I'm like, damn. But it kind of hurt a little bit because it's like, damn, like, I get it. I totally understand being angry at Alton, but he talking to your mama, bro. Like, he ain't doing nothing wrong. Like, he literally is just talking to her. Like, you ain't have to do that shit. Even
you had your chance to talk, Alton. You had your chance to talk, and you betrayed her.
But you see that your mama listening though. Now, if your mama wasn't trying to listen, and then you walked up, okay, then you can tell him to get the fuck out. But you see, him and your mama, like, they really talking and having a serious moment. You just walking up might have been enough to let him leave, but you ain't have to be like, hey, nigga, you don't need to be here, blah, blah, blah. You ain't have to talk your shit like that, Franklin. I
agree with everything Franklin did. Franklin, that's exactly what you're supposed to do. That snitch ass nigga, get the fuck around my mama, nigga. I don't even want you around my mama, nigga. Hell no. I don't care if she listening. She gonna listen because that's the wife or whatever. That's the only reason why she listening. But he betrayed her, and he betrayed Franklin, my nigga. I don't want to see you around my mama or me anymore, my nigga. Get the fuck on, Alton. What are you doing here? I don't want to see your ass, nigga.
I want Alton gone too at this point, but I gotta call Franklin wrong when he wrong. I felt like he was wrong in that situation. You could have just walked up, and your presence alone would have made him walk away. You ain't have to put the words in there with it.
Nah, fuck that nigga. Get the fuck out of here.
And we go right back to the scene with Irene, and she passes out while driving. Like we said, we seen she was heavily sedated with whatever Teddy slipped in her drink, and she crashes. And all of this is unfolding at the same time because we see Scully has to see Khadijah in the morgue while this is happening to close out the episode. And Teddy kills Irene and makes her death look like an overdose accident. And the news breaks out this story about her death and says that she overdosed while driving while drunk. And Teddy visits Franklin in the hospital to ask him, what are we going to do about your dad next? And Alton sees the news and sees that Irene has been killed, and he knows he's next. And he leaves out his apartment in a real speedy way, like he's scared as hell. And that's how the episode ended. And I'm like, bruh, shit finna get real. Because when Teddy said, what we going to do about your dad? Franklin looking like, he looked at his mama and he looking like, gotta do what I gotta do about this nigga.
Bro, you remember in the trailer for season 4, it was a scene where it was a helicopter over Franklin house, and it was like a spotlight on Franklin. And he was walking into his house. I think that's the scene that we're going to see next episode. So is Alton going to snitch on Franklin because he knows Franklin is trying to kill him? Will he take it that far to snitch on his own son? And that's why the police are outside of his house like that, because we haven't seen that scene yet. So that has to be next episode. So I think Alton will eventually snitch on his son because he wants to stay alive, which is crazy, bro. That's just crazy. We're going to have to see that next episode.
Will Franklin get arrested again?
And it's funny because I don't want to see that again. I don't want to see Franklin in jail. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that.
I don't either.
Like, we already seen it before.
I know he ain't gonna stay. If he does get arrested, I don't think he's gonna stay in there the whole episode unless they do some shit and make it happen literally at the end to prepare you for season 5. I don't think he'll be in jail the whole episode if he goes in early into the show.
Yeah, that's some shit I really don't want to see twice, even though it's probably justified. This nigga done done so much shit. But you know what I'm saying? We already got wasn't the whole season 3? Not the whole season 3, but some of season 3, he was in jail getting his ass beat. Like, we've already seen the jail scene. We don't gotta go through that again.
It was only 2 episodes, though. It's not like it was a lot. It was literally 2 episodes.
Yeah, but I don't want to see that again. I don't want to see that again, though.
I don't know. I feel like I would want to see it again because it's like, hey, everybody know Franklin at this point. When Franklin went in jail the first time, he was making a little bit of noise and a few niggas knew who he was. But nah, most to damn near everybody know Franklin Saint at this point. So if Franklin go in jail again, I promise you shit gonna be different. Niggas is not touching this man, and he gonna be like a kingpin in the pen. I feel like that could happen for real if he go back.
I don't know. But I think that could be why they're setting up like this Tanase brother shit. So it could possibly go back to jail because Tanase's brother is in jail. So maybe he gets paired up with Tanase's brother. I think they said he's in Chino prison or whatever. So maybe he goes to Chino prison and links back up with Tanase's brother, and then they try to keep each other safe in the pen or some shit. Some shit along them lines can happen. But I think Alton will eventually snitch on Franklin or like, hey, this nigga trying to kill me and he's selling drugs. Like, y'all gotta arrest this nigga. But I don't think Alton lives though. I think if he snitches on Franklin, Teddy is gonna kill him. He's not getting to season 5, or he's not gonna be in season 5 or be around.
I'm gonna go ahead and get my prediction in for next episode. I predict Alton will not die. To close out season 4, they will find a way to let Alton live. Alton will not die. Yeah,
the snitch lives.
Believe it or not, Alton will not die. What will happen next? Lucia will make an appearance. Going to prepare her for being in season 5, and we will get a preview of the next big I don't want to say of the next big villain. I'm sticking with this AIDS thing. I feel like AIDS is going to be a huge part of season 5. So those are my 3 predictions. Lucia will make a comeback to close out the season and prepare for season 5. Alton will not die, and we will get a close glimpse on how the AIDS epidemic will affect season 5 moving forward for Franklin Saint.
It was the same thing with season 4. Season 4 at the end showed you like it was going to be like gang related for this season. Or season 3 showed you that was going to be gang related for this season. So I wouldn't be surprised. Showed you some type of AIDS. Wanda come up with AIDS or some shit. Wanda said, "Yeah, I got AIDS." It could be old girl. What's my name? Wanda. Could be Wanda. Like, damn, I got AIDS. Like she goes to the hospital or some shit and find out she got AIDS. I don't know. Something like that could happen. But I agree with your one point about Lucia popping back up. I do think that happens. I think Alton dies, though. I can't see the snitch living in a show like this. We got too much Nino Brown shit going on. And I think if Franklin does kill Alton, it's going to be a scene like Nino Brown where you see Franklin like crying with the thug tears, but he got to do what he got to do. Same thing when it was Nino Brown. I think he shot G. He was crying and shit. I think it's gonna be some shame type shit like that if he kill Alton, bro. He's gonna be crying, but he got to do what he got to do type shit. And what happens with Teddy? I'm
telling you, Teddy is gonna pair up with Avi. I'm telling you that's going to happen. I'll let that be my 4th prediction. We're gonna see Teddy and Avi prepare to create their own type of dynasty together. Their own role type of shit. That's gonna happen to Teddy. I promise you.
Teddy finds out some kind of way that nigga Avi was the one that stole his money. He gonna find out some type of way, bro. I do not want to see that nigga pair up with Avi, bro. I do not want to see him pair up with Avi. So hopefully that happens. So I'm gonna say that. So I'm gonna predict Teddy kills Avi and then rides off into the sunset. I'm gonna predict that happens, bro. And we done with Teddy, man. That's gonna be the end. That's gonna be his swan song. All right, bro. You got anything else?
No, that's it.
All right, bro. You can hit it with the social media.
You can follow us on Twitter at Q&E Podcast 1. You can follow us on Instagram at QANDE Podcast. You can follow and like our Facebook page. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click the notification bell so you can see anytime that we drop new episodes. And our email is QANDEpodcast@gmail.com for any business inquiries, questions, or concerns.
Yes, and like we always been saying, we appreciate the support, the comments, the subscriptions, bro. Definitely appreciate all of that. Keep showing love on all of our other podcasts as well. We got the Sports and Entertainment Podcast. We have the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We have Invincible. All these movie reviews and show recaps that are coming out. Definitely check those out as well. We definitely appreciate all you guys' support. It meant a lot, especially we got the 200 subscribers. Definitely want to clap it up for y'all, bro. Definitely appreciate y'all for showing love on this Snowfall. We only got one more episode left, but y'all already know we're gonna be back for season 5. We definitely want to say appreciate y'all for all the love that y'all show for this season. Subscribe to all of our podcast platforms. Subscribe Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Wherever you listen to podcasts, we are most likely there. So definitely subscribe. Subscribe to the YouTube Q&E Podcast, and definitely subscribe to my YouTube. Just type in Quincy Hicks into the search bar and definitely subscribe. We appreciate you guys for listening, and we out. Peace.